What's up, good people? Yeah, energetic. I've got another video for you today. Gonna do it just like I did the Waterside video. I was there, I went, and I'm gonna do a little bit review. If you don't know what I'm talking about Free Comic Book Day. It is a yearly event that happens nationwide in fact, I think it actually happens worldwide if I'm not mistaken. And it's pretty much free comic books are given out to potential new readers. If you don't know, Free Comic Book Day, it was started in 2001 and it's been going on ever since. So, you know, like I said, it's just to get free comic books out there. It's a deal with the distributors of some of the big name comic book companies like Marvel, DC, IDW, Image, you know, just to get their comics going. It's more than likely a issue that isn't connected to their regular issues, or sometimes it is, you know. But all in all, it's just to move the country a little bit more with, you know, getting to read comic books and everything like that. So I've got a little kind of review walkthrough of two local comic book stores that I went to, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about them, say some of the differences that between both of them, you know, what they were offering and how they did their whole presentation. So let us begin. Okay, I hope I'm holding this right. This is a new phone, so alright, I'm here at Landis Comics, and it is Free Comic Book Day. Just waiting for them to open the doors up. We're gonna go inside, see what comics they got, and probably gonna do like a little, I guess, review afterwards or whatnot. I got my thumb in front of it. It's new phone, no case, bad. Anyway, gonna go inside and see what we can get from Free Comic Book Day. Alright. See, this is a Landis Games and Comics, which is located in Portsmouth, Virginia. And I went with Scott, Josh, as you saw right there. And we pretty much woke up that morning around, you know, we got up 11 o'clock and we drove up to, you know, Atlantis and Portsmouth. And we're just, you know, looking around. They actually had a pretty decent crowd there. You know, some people were there for the actual card games that they have on Saturday mornings and everything, but they were offering sales for some of their games that were available. They also had, as you see, Micaiah Myers, which I'm gonna have something with him later on in this video. He was a local inker and writer, but as you see, they had their you know, their figurines. They had sales for them and everything like that. A really good, you know, layout for all of them, I have to say. And overall, you know, they made it like it was a regular day at the comic book shop. It wasn't like some big thing, you know, to the point to where you couldn't get in. But here we go right here. This is the main attraction. This is the comic books that they were offering. You know, you see some Legend of Zelda stuff, Dragon Ball, Ninja Turtles. You know, you see the Loud House. I'm not sure what that is. And if you also look, they had Rick and Morty, a Street Fighter comics, Attack on Titan, Avatar, you know, The Last Airbender, Legend of Korra. And if you look up a little, you'll see Secret Empire from Marvel and Star Trek: The Next Generation. Also had Riverdale, The Tick, Betty and Veronica. Just a lot of different comics from different companies, as you can see, stuff that you wouldn't even think there'd be comics of, you know. Wonder Woman of course, but Doctor Who comics. They had, if I looked up there, Avatar. That was another one that was kind of like, wow, I didn't even think that they would have that. But it's kind of cool to see these different comics, these different you know, people, I guess companies making different comics and all that you wouldn't expect. You know, it's something that I think really diversifies from different genres of books or anything like that. You can get whatever you want with the comic books. And right here you see that this is Micaiah Myers' table, and I'm going to be doing an interview with him right about now. All right, so could you tell us a little bit about, your name and who you are?
I'm Michael Myers. I'm a comic book letterer and occasional writer.
All right.
Worked for Dark Horse, Devil's Due, Scout, a bunch of other people.
Okay. So what are you doing up here at Landis for Free Comic Book Day?
I brought an anthology I put together called Kayfabe. A bunch of pro wrestling stories, comic book stories, a bunch of different creators, and promoting my new comic that's coming out soon, The Disasters. Had a successful Kickstarter last year, and after a little bit of delays, it should be out next month.
Okay. So you're a Virginia native?
Yeah, Portsmouth, whole life.
All right. Surprised I've never heard of you. I'm from Portsmouth myself, but I'm glad I met you, man.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Appreciate it. Really do.
Oh, thank you.
Are you going to be at Tidewater Comic Con?
Definitely, yes. Definitely.
All right.
Tidewater.
All right, I'll make sure I will look for you there then.
All right, sir.
All right, appreciate it. All right, so as you see, that was pretty much Atlantis in a nutshell. They were offering up 3 comic books for free Comic Book Day. And if you bought like $10 over, you would be able to get another comic book. I actually bought some, I believe, I bought a figurine and I bought a graphic novel, which was able to get me 3 more comics. I don't have them available with me right now, but I know some of them I'm actually gonna probably give to my nieces and nephews because I want them to get into comic books too. I know some of them are actually like, reading comic books and everything like that. So I think that'll be pretty good. But overall, the experience at Atlantis was actually pretty cool. I mean, it was down to earth. There were, it was just opening up. It just opened up at 12, so it wasn't like a packed crowd or anything like that. It really was like just a homey feel to it. It was like, I'm gonna go in the shop, and if I want to get comic books, I can. If I want to, participate in Free Comic Book Day, I can. If not, I can go in the back and I can go play my games. If I had any board games or if I had, trading card games, I can still do that. I really like that about the Atlantis location of what went on. So next up, we're gonna go and tour Comic Kings, which is a competing comic book shop in Virginia Beach. Now, Comic Kings has always been a little bit bigger and a little bit, more widespread. A lot more people come to Comic Kings for not only trading card games, but also comics. But overall, they both have their uniqueness about both of the shops there. It's something about Comic Kings, and growing up in this area, it's something about Comic Kings that you can appreciate. But there's also something about Atlantis you can also appreciate. Like I said, Atlantis has that homey feel. Like, I think you become closer to people at Atlantis than you do Comic Kings. Not to say that any of my friends that I met at Comic Kings aren't, close to me. But, it's a different feel to me. So let's go ahead, stop talking about it, and let's go ahead and tour what was going on in Comic Kings. So, as you can see, it's a lot more people in Comic Kings than there was in Atlantis. Well, that also goes for the space issues and everything. And they also had cosplayers there. I didn't get a chance to talk to any of them, but, they were people there. There are also people at Atlantis, few cosplayers, but not that many. But as you see, I'm just going to go around to some of the tables, look at some of them real quick. Most of the comics were the same. Comic Kings ran out of some of their comics faster because, as you see, there's a lot more people there. But they were actually offering 4 comics. I'm not sure if you got more if you bought something. But as you see right there, that's some of the cosplayers there. We got Captain America, Arrow, and Spider-Man right there as well. But Comic Kings was doing something unique. If you get, well, not only would you be able to get free comics from Comic Book Day, but you can search their bins, like look through their old like comic bins, and get 10 free comics, which I thought was pretty unique, pretty cool. So I don't have that much footage from Comic Kings, but as you see, it's pretty much self-explanatory. They pretty much kicked everyone else, out from that wasn't in there for Free Comic Book Day, and just had it centralized for Free Comic Book Day customers in general. Because they knew that it would be a lot of, young adults with families. There would be, kids in there. And as you saw there in the video, there were a little bit more kids, more people, walking around with costumes and everything like that. So having that in a store, and also having where they set the tables up at for like their card games and everything like that, would have been a little bit hectic, and it would have been, I guess, kind of disastrous, because I know that Comic Kings holds a Yu-Gi-Oh, I believe, tournament on Saturday mornings. So I think they actually did a good job at organizing the whole place. Giving the 4 comics away was a little bit better, but I didn't even ask if they actually gave more away if you bought more, so I'm not sure about that. But also giving away 10 free comic books, you kind of had to search through everything, and it wasn't organized, but it was some pretty good finds in there. I found a couple of first issues of some things, and some older comics and everything like that. But overall, I have to say that was a pretty unique thing that they did. It gets rid of their backlog, but also it makes people more inclined to read comics as well. Because not only will they read the new stuff, but they'll read the old stuff. And they may want to come back, go to, Joey at Comic Kings and say, hey, I read this comic, but I kind of need other ones. Do they have like a graphic novel or, a book collection of them? And it's like, oh yeah, you can go, do it. I'll order it for you, whatever like that. They're pretty good for that, So that has been my little review walkthrough of Free Comic Book Day at Landis Games and Comics and Comic Kings. I was going to pay a trip to Trilogy Comics, but I didn't get a chance to get out there. The weather was getting kind of rough, so we didn't get a chance to drive out there in time. But, I mean, if you're in an area where they have comic book shops that you can go to during Free Comic Book Day, remember, it's always the first Saturday in May. So if you feel inclined to next year want to go to Free Comic Book Day, I would definitely go to it. Bring young readers, bring your kids, or bring, your nephews, nieces. I wish I would have brought mine. I think they would have enjoyed that even more to, come out there and see it. Overall, enjoyable experience with both of them. I enjoyed how Atlantis had a comic book writer there, inker and writer there. That's going to be at Tidewater Comic Con, which I will make sure I will look for him. And I think I was pronouncing his name wrong. It's Micah. And I will make sure that I will look for him at Tidewater Comic Con. And if you want to look him up too, I would definitely look for him. I'll try to find his information and post it in the video down below. And like I said, also at Comic Kings, a very good place. They have a very big backload of comics and everything, and they're always ones to try to help you find comics that are kind of hard to find on back order, like order them online from their distributor or whatever like that. So this has been a little review, kind of walk around of what's going on in the 757 with me. And if you liked it, give me a like, share, bring this video around, let everyone know that in the 757 area, we do have things that are going on. We do have things that we're doing, whether they be nerdy or they not be nerdy. It's something for everybody. So, this has been DB, and I will see you guys next time. Remember, show some class, act like you've been somewhere before. Peace.